All right, let me try to draw some conclusions and describe the sort of atheism I endorse. Now, I don't think anyone who believes in any particular religion believes it on the basis of any argument. You know, I mean, it's one thing to maybe go through the first cause argument, and it's quite another to assert the Godhead of Jesus, or, you know, that Muhammad is Allah's messenger or whatever. And I don't think there's any particular evidence for claims like that. I mean, I guess you might people do appeal to the miracles of Jesus, but you can't throw a brick without hitting a miracle in any religion. And, you know, I just don't believe it, and I don't believe anybody really believes it on the basis of those claims, basically. You know, I mean, a good study in how a religion gets going might be Rastafarianism, which we've actually seen, you know, as a beginning as a worldwide religion in this century, and you know, the promotion of Haile Selassie to divinity. In some ways, I mean, there's a story of how it happened, but you know, it's rationally arbitrary to say the least. But of course, there's plenty of miracles and stuff to show it's true if you like that. And there's plenty, and you know, there's plenty of personal experience to show it's true, I guess, you know, where people have visions, or, you know, Jah Rastafari appears to them and saves their life, you know. Okay, but, of course, most people's belief is based on things like their family history, their traditions, their cultural traditions, and a set of emotional and social commitments. Now, what I like about religion, and you know, in some ways the crazier the better, is that at its best, it frankly avows that. You know, I mean, you should look at Kierkegaard or Pascal. These are people who aren't pretending that their belief has rational bases. And that's good, because they don't. And, you know, some of the advocates of intelligent design or something that want to make Christianity, say, into a science or a scientific theory, it's just pathetic in its disingenuousness. However, okay, here's my problem, though, with a lot of atheism. Atheism, too, it seems to me, is belief radically in excess to any possible evidence or argument. It is a claim about the way the universe is ordered as a whole, to which our experience, in the face of which our experience is you know, tiny, which it cannot survey. But with regard to many atheists are dishonest about this, I feel. They represent themselves in this incredibly self-congratulatory way as the repository of reason, when they're chock full of faith the whole time. Their belief has the same kind of sources. That is, you know, it's what their parents believed. That's true of me, for example. Or it's a rebellion against what their parents believed. It has to do, you know, there's social systems that prop it up, especially in the academy, let's say, and so on. It's a inchoate emotional commitment to a certain kind of whole universe. That is, it's an act of faith. It's not an act of reason. Religious people are at least occasionally perfectly honest about that. Atheists rarely are. They're just patting themselves on their back for their incredible logic. All right, and that ticks me off, as you can probably tell. You know, the argument from evil and the problem of evil and the argument from design, as I say, register certain experiences, you know, from the finite standpoint of particular human beings. Experiences of the beauty and order of the universe, or experiences of, you know, the crushing moral arbitrariness of the universe. You know, feelings of oneness and love, or experiences of insanely arbitrary loss and pain, pointless pain, let's say, right? I think that the idea that the world is created by a perfectly good being, and the idea that it's created by a perfectly evil being, are both equally well supported by the data. And that's why that's why my sense of the universe is that it is a mixed bag. It's not what you'd expect from a perfectly good being. It's not what I would expect from a perfectly good being in my own experience, which has been fraught with terrible loss and stupid, morally arbitrary events and punishment without desert or reward without desert. On the other hand, I really do feel the beauty of the world and its amazing elements of order and so on, although my experience of everything from just looking at a tree to reading a scientific paper is radically insufficient to establish either of these, or establish this claim as a whole. But my best way to keep faith with myself and my own experience is to think of the universe as a mixed bag. It seems to me like what I would expect from a system that does not display intentional order. I'm committed to that. I'm not an agnostic. I'm an atheist. But I know that my atheism is belief in radical excess to the evidence. Okay, we're going to do, I'll do a little thing on the intelligent design controversy, and then, thank God, we'll be done.